Hello, welcome to Telling It Like It Is. Today we're doing Oakland A's preview. Longtime A's fan here in New York. Up 10 o'clock most nights watching my Oakland A's. Got my Dennis Eckersley shirt on today. Ready to go. I was going to wear the bright yellow Cespedes jersey. It might blind us on camera. So we will stick to the Eckersley jersey. Just wanted to talk about my A's this year and really excited about it. We did have some huge losses from the baseball team, but overall, I think we're still in good shape. First thing is I'm happy we re-signed Petit. I always felt like he's the most important guy in the bullpen for us because he comes in and does such a fabulous job, and we made it to the last minute to re-sign him, but we did. Thank goodness we re-signed him, and of course Diekman we really needed as well. We did lose, of course, our horse in the back of the pen, and we did lose Marcus Simeon, but I'm really happy to pick up Elvis Andrus. He hurt us for so many years on the Texas Rangers, and looking forward to having him not harm us anymore in the top of the Rangers orders. So lose Chris Davis, which that hurts a little bit, but picking up Moreland, I really felt like we needed to get a little more left-handed. That was something I was really hoping for in the offseason. So very excited by that. Again, we have some other guys that we have to replace. Joaquim Soria, I felt was, really, really, really solid for us the last several years. And we need some guys to step up. Lou Trevino needs to be the Lou Trevino of several years ago. We can't have him not be that solid. And we need JP Wendelken to step up for us, obviously, and take some more heat off of the rest of the pen. And Birch Smith made the roster at the end here, so this is going to be really, really, really exciting. So I'm hoping that if we just stay healthy, obviously that's the most important thing. Which we're going to miss Mike Fires early on, and that fifth spot will be filled by Jeffries, who's in Cole Irvin. So I'm pretty excited about that. And AJ Puck will be back eventually. So I think we're in good shape, but we'll go over the 5-man rotation. Of course, we got Chris Bassett, who's going to start tonight. Jesus Luzardo, Frankie Montas, Sean Manaea, and like we just said, probably Jeffries for now. He's on the opening roster. Really like the rotation. We need to have Frankie healthy and with us for the whole season. No suspensions, hopefully. And Jesus Luzardo obviously will be his first full season with us in the major league. So we're going to have to, monitor the innings, of course, the way we do it today. And keep in mind that, he's going to have his ups and downs. But I still like it when he takes the mound. We need to get Sean Manaea back to the top quality level that he's been at. We need that consistency out of him. And of course, Chris Bassett was very consistent last year for us. Very excited about him and looking forward to getting Mike Fires back. Can never have enough. Mike Fires has just been steady for us over the years. And that's been something I'm really pumped up about for the A's. Really excited about that. As far as the bullpen is concerned, we got to see how Trevor closes out. We lost a stud in the back of the pen. Big money came talking, and now he's with the White Sox. Hopefully he can beat the Angels for us tonight. I'm already counting the magic number, kids. If we win this game tonight, it's 161 if somebody else loses. So we want to make sure, because we're in a tough division. People are, I still think, underrating the Rangers and the Mariners a little bit. They've given us some trouble the last couple of years. But I still think the division is pretty tough overall. Not as tough as it's been in several of the last years, but still a tough division. Still some teams that could sting you on any given night. So Diekman and, of course, Petit, just so important. Comes in, strands runners, uses very few pitches to get it. Diekman, obviously, lefty specialist, has been great for us. Interested to see what Sergio Romero looks like and Adam Kolarek for us, some newcomers to the A's bullpen this year. Looking forward to seeing how they do it. I think Bob does a great job. It's one of Bob Melvin's greatest strengths is how he handles the bullpen. Sometimes I think we overdo it, but he's been successful with his bullpen. But I still think the key to this bullpen is Lou Trevino coming back to some good form. We really need him back, and we need to get AJ Puck back in there maybe and break him up and get his innings up little by little in the back of that pen. Really looking forward to the season kicking off tonight versus the Astros. The scary thing for us A's fans is we know we've been traditionally slow starters. Starting out with the Astros and the Dodgers. That's not a good way to get off to a good start, but that's good news is we won't have to play him as much later. And I think the cold weather in Oakland has a lot to do with it too. Very obviously, Oakland is never that warm, but very frigid temperatures in April. So I'm looking forward to us getting off to a good start, but it's been tough. We've usually a team that warms up in late May, and under Coach Melvin anyway. So we'll see how it goes. Infield defense, not concerned at the corners, obviously, even though I thought Matt had a couple too many errors last year. Chapman at third. I really like Elvis Andrus at short. Really looking forward to that. And an old friend, Jed Lowry, is back at second. I hope we don't take too many at bats from Pinder, though. I think Pinder's ready to go. Jed Lowry, professional hitter, living here in New York, I think his highlight in his 2 years in New York, he was a spring training home run. So I don't know how I know the fans here are very upset about that New York radio, very angry with Mr. Lowry there. But Jed Lowry's the perfect example of a guy that was never anybody's first choice, but has always been very good for us. This is the third time back with the A's, I believe. I mean, we got rid of him. Chris Carter, we got rid of him. And we brought him back, and then we thought that Barreto would be the guy to replace him, and he didn't replace him either. And then we sent Jed away to the Mets for a couple of years, and here he is back again. And I'm sure we'll have some other guy coming through that is waiting to take his place. But Jed just keeps on going, and I even use his name in coaching, and I sometimes tell the kids that might have to be a guy who's like a Jed Lowry, a guy that no one ever expects a lot from, but just keeps producing. So, and there's nothing wrong with that. So Jed is back. It's good to have him back, professional hitter. Like I said, I'd still like to make sure that Pinder gets his at bats. That's something that really looking forward to. The lineup looks very solid. I'm very happy with the addition of Moreland. We had to get more left-handed. We were too much right-handed. So that's been a big problem for us in the past, I feel. And I'm really excited. I was hoping that maybe we could pry away Dom Smith from the Mets. Someone's a lefty hitter that I really like here in New York, but he was still under contract. But I definitely think that Moreland, hopefully he's ready to have a solid year for us, and we can get something out of him. And of course, we had some good guys who didn't make the final opening day squad. Mr. Reed didn't make it. Blaze did make it. So that's something that we're pretty excited about. Kai Tom, he did a great job, but so did Mr. Reed in training camp, 25-year-old. Definitely earned a spot, but did not get on there. So we'll have to see what we do with him in the future. Really fine outfielder, 5-tool player. But at this time, I guess, it just held him back. And I don't know. We'll have to see. I know with the A's, the money is always a concern. And I know we have Piscotty under contract, who I love. But at the same time, we got to get – I think we do have to get Reed up here and take a look at some different things. But the lineup, I'm really looking forward to. I'd like to get Elvis at the top of that lineup. I feel like he'll work in at bat. Solid 270, 280 hitter, but just a solid player, a real pros pro. Really looking forward to having him at the top. And I'd like to see where we go from there. And, Chapman and Olsen, we could break up Olsen and, we could definitely find a way to get Moreland and Olsen separate, hopefully by a righty, maybe get in the middle of that lineup there. So it should be fun. Looking forward to that. But like I said, I don't think we should hold back Chad Pinder or Tom here or Blaze, whatever we're going to call them, for the sake of guys that probably are on their last year or two with us, and guys that probably best days are behind them, but are still solid pros. And I don't mean anything bad by that, but I just feel like we could definitely benefit from some of that youth injection, that we have some good players coming up, and that'd be a great pickup for us to it's such a great thing to infuse youth into the team. And the A's could definitely use that with it's a long season, 162 games, as you know. So really pumped up about our A's this year, though. Very excited. In the division, of course, the Astros are really, going to miss Springer. But the Astros still have the best infield in baseball for me, pound for pound. Still solid. Their outfield's definitely going to have some holes. And the pitching staff, they're starting out tonight with Greinke. I feel we have a better pitching staff than them. And I definitely feel we have a better bullpen than them. But they still, like I said, Bregman and, Correa and Altuve are just tough. And then you got Gurriel, and they're just the professional hitters. And I feel Dusty Baker does an excellent job. So the Astros are still going to be a big thorn in our side. But we've done well with the Astros the last couple of years. But they're not going to beat themselves, and they're tough. And they kind of got a pass last year on the cheating scandal because of all the other distractions in the world and things of that nature. So we'll see what happens this year when the fans are in the ballparks. We'll see if we can get some fans to turn on them a little bit. That'll be kind of fun if we could do that. But so the Astros are going to be solid. The Angels lineup is very scary. You know that Otani is going to break out sooner or later and produce something. And even though Pujols is old, obviously, he's still an RBI threat. If we can get him to hit a ground ball, it's a double play. But at the same time, they still have Mr. Perfection there, Mike Trout. And Joe Madden is a good manager, very creative. So if they could just, if that pitching could just, stay bad for us one more year, we could get away with it again. But the Angels, again, it's been about pitching the last couple of years and a lot of pitching injuries. But I feel good about us in comparison to the Angels. A lot of people are making the Angels as a sneaky pick to be good this year, which I think is a credit to Joe Madden and, of course, that lineup. But I still feel that, and of course they got Rendon. It's a rough lineup. Every time we play them, it's unbelievable. It's very much right-handed lineup, but still very dangerous lineup, and we have to find a way to get through it. Otani's right in the middle of that lineup, and as a pitcher, eventually he's gonna come through for him as well. So we have to really make sure that we keep an eye on the Angels this year. They start out with the White Sox, so hopefully we can give them a couple of L's. White Sox will be good this year. As far as the Rangers go, Rangers did some solid things last year. They had some moments. Of course, they do have Chris Davis, and if you remember, Chris Davis totally killed the Rangers over the years. It's no wonder that they took Chris Davis and made that trade for us. I'd hate to see Chris Davis go, but he hasn't been the same since he hurt his ribs on the side of that wall on that catch he made. And actually, he didn't catch the ball, I don't think, but he has not been the same. And he came on last year a little bit for us in the playoffs. We definitely wouldn't have beat the White Sox without him in the best 2 out of 3. He was good for us. But at the same time, we had a gaping hole at shortstop that we weren't ready to fill yet. And, Machin wasn't ready yet. So we definitely, we sent him down to the minors. But, like I said, really good player. We do have some guys that could fill that hole now. And we're hoping that Elvis can play every day like Marcus did. Marcus was great for us. Iron Man, wish him well. But you knew that eventually we were going to lose Marcus. And I'm afraid with the 2 Mats, we'll lose that too. And again, our defense is very solid up the middle in the infield. And, of course, we got Laureano in the outfield, who is going to be great for us. I'm really happy with his defense. I've always liked Marcano when he's out there, and Piscotty's got a solid arm, knows how to play. He's a very professional player out there. And so, and Chad Pinder is just Mr. Everything. He can play so many different positions. So we got to find him some spots in the lineup, and we'll see what Tom can do out there. He's slash Blaze. He's going to be great for us as well. And like I said, we got Reed in the hole down there, so they'll be solid. A team that I feel like is being disrespected totally is the Mariners. I know they haven't been great, but their best player, Lewis, is on the 10-day IL right now. So they'll start out without Lewis, who's their best player, but Seager is still a very tough out. It's always a tough place for us to play. They always give us some fits. All right, they re-signed some pitchers that they had from their past, okay? And they signed one back from the Yankees, so that'll be a good pickup for them. And they've always had good talent coming up, the Mariners. I mean, I know it's they haven't been winning lately, but again, I feel to think that they're going to lose 100 games is probably – I saw some predictions of, 66 wins and 96 losses, and I don't think that that's going to happen. I feel like they'll be a little bit better than that. I'm hoping not, but I feel the Mariners and the Rangers, I've seen them at the bottom of all the predictions, which is fine. But at the same time, I also feel that they're still a competitive problem for us. But going through our team, catchers, very excited about our catchers. Love Sean Murphy. He's going to be excellent for us. He's already been excellent for us. We really got to spot him though. And I was hoping that we'd pick up Molina for a year and let him spot Sean Murphy and teach the wonderful young talent that he is. But unfortunately, we didn't believe in pouncing on that. That's that age theory, but sometimes that 1-year veteran can really help. And especially as a guy as talented as Murphy, I felt Molina spotting him would have been year would have been really good for him. But we didn't do that. Like I said, in the outfield, very happy with Ramon. Ramon has turned out to be such a wonderful player. Got him off a off the scrap heap, and the Astros couldn't keep him anymore. They had to let him go, and that's what Billy Bean is the best at in his staff, even though he's not technically the GM anymore. Really good at picking up those players that other people have probably forgotten about. I think that's their best ability in that front office is to do that. And even Reed, he wasn't one of our original guys either. So it just goes to show you where, how good the A's are at picking these things up. It's always been a good philosophy of theirs to take those high draft picks who don't make it somewhere else, and we try to get them back and we try to get them in. But it's worked for us too. We've done a good job with that. But really looking forward to having that outfield solid. Like I said, I'd like to see Pinder, Kemp, and Lowry between the three of them. Second base should be something we can take care of. And but again, the overall importance here is you got to have health. That's the biggest thing. With Mike Fiers on the injured list, like I said, that's going to hurt us a little bit. But this kid Jeffries, he's put up some good numbers in AAA, and in the spring he's done a solid job. And of course, Cole Irvin is some good things expected from. So it's going to be good. I'm really looking forward to it. Frankie Montas, though, I think is in the starting rotation is the first key. We get that Frankie that got off to that 9-2 start a couple of years ago before the suspension for performance enhancers. If you get that Frankie, that's another world. He adds a power pitcher to the front of that rotation that we just haven't had in a while. We need that stud in the front of that rotation, and Bassett's a great pitcher, but we need that power guy sometimes in the postseason, and Frankie could be that guy for us. Sean and Chris are a little bit more of a pitcher's pitcher, but get that power guy like Frankie, it opens up the doors for us. And of course, Jesus Luzardo could be that guy too. But again, we have to make sure that we keep him. He's very young, but really had some great moments last year. He in one game versus Texas, he went through the first 4 innings. He was almost perfect. He just blowing everybody away. So it's going to be fun to see the Oakland A's this year. I'm going to post this video on some Oakland A's fan sites. Reach out if you ever want to come on and talk A's baseball. So Telling It Like It Is an all sports podcast, and we do it here from New York, but lifelong A's fan all the way up here in New York, or over here in New York. And reach out through Facebook if you want to come on. We talk A's baseball. It's something that we're going to do periodically during the season. It's an honor and a pleasure to watch the A's every night on the satellite dish. Even though it gets rough when you go into bed at 1 a.m. and you got to get up at 5:30 to teach. It's a little rough, but it's well worth it all these years. So again, reach out if you ever want to do some A's baseball talk here. We'll send you a little Zoom. We'll send it off, and we'll have some fun. Thanks for having us. And I'm predicting the A's be in the playoffs again this year, but I'm not a homer like we talk about in this podcast to try not to be a homer. It is called Telling It Like It Is. I believe we'll get there. Of course, we can't foresee injuries. We get a big injury to one of the big players here on the corners. That's going to be a different ball game, or Elvis Andrus, but I feel we should be a playoff team. That being said, we're going to miss Hendricks and, of course, Marcus and Soria, but we can do what best we can do, and hopefully we come up big. So, again, thanks for having us, and go Oakland. And a shout-out to public address announcer, Mr. King there, who was just wonderful public address announcer. And it won't be the same without hearing that great voice booming over the loudspeaker with the A's. Ready to see Ray Fosse and ready to see Dallas. I'm ready to see all the guys. Can't wait to do that tonight. Go Oakland A's. I'm sorry. Obviously, it's not Bill King. Bill King's already retired up there in the microphone section of the ballpark there, where you can see his little big microphone up there in the retired jersey section. But Dick Callahan, I'm sorry. Always have Bill King in the back of my head. But shout out to Dick Callahan. I had that great booming voice. It will be missed on the public address situation there. It's something from New York. Obviously, I'm never at the games in Oakland, but it's something that is such a comfort to hear that great voice over the loudspeaker. So we'll miss him, and we'll be thinking of him this year when we hopefully get back into October baseball and win it all. Thanks, fans. Signing off.